as soon as the fear approaches near, attack and destroy it. Learn from other people's mistakes. You can't live long enough to make them all yourselves. Do not reveal what you have thought upon doing, but by wise counsel keep it secret, being determined to carry it into execution. Never make friends with people who are above or below you in status. Such friendships will never give you any happiness. A person should not be too honest. Straight trees are cut first and honest people are screwed first. The world's biggest power is the beauty and the youth of a woman. There is some self-interest behind every friendship. There is no friendship without self-interests. This is a bitter truth. It's better to die than to preserve this life by incurring disgrace. He who lives in our mind is near, though he may actually be far away. But he who is not in our heart is far, though he may really be nearby. The loss of life causes but a moment's grief, but disgrace brings grief every day of one's life. Treat your kid like a darling for the first 5 years. For the next 5 years, scold them. By the time they turn 16, treat them like a friend. Your grown-up children are your best friends. No one can defeat a powerful mind. Even if a snake is not poisonous, it should pretend to be venomous. Wealth, a friend, a wife, and a kingdom may be regained, but this body when lost may never be acquired again. As a single withered tree, if set aflame, causes a whole forest to burn, so does a rascal son destroy a whole family. Accumulated wealth is saved by spending, just as incoming fresh water is saved by letting out stagnant water. The life of an uneducated man is as useless as the tail of a dog, which neither covers its rear end nor protects it from bites of insects. A wise man should restrain his senses like the crane and accomplish his purpose with due knowledge of his place, time, and ability. The serpent, the king, the tiger, the stinging wasp, the small child, the dog owned by other people, and the fool, these 7 ought not to be awakened from sleep. The one excellent thing that can be learned from a lion is that whatever a man intends to do should be done by him with a whole-hearted and strenuous effort. Purity of speech, of the mind, of the senses, and of a compassionate heart are needed by one who desires to rise to the divine platform. Drop the idea that love and attachment are one thing. They are enemies. It is an attachment that destroys all love. One whose knowledge is confined to books and whose wealth is in the possession of others can use neither knowledge nor wealth to carry it into execution. There is poison in the fang of a serpent, in the mouth of a fly, and in the sting of a scorpion, but the wicked man is saturated with it. We should not fret for what is past, nor should we be anxious about the future. Men of discernment deal only with the present moment. The fragrance of flowers spreads only in the direction of the wind, but the goodness of a person spreads in all directions. Never reveal what you have thought upon doing, but by wise counsel, keep it secret, being determined to carry it into execution. The earth is supported by the power of truth. It is the power of truth that makes the sun shine and the winds blow. Indeed, all things rest upon truth. One who can't determine his goals cannot win. Every neighboring state is an enemy, and the enemy's enemy is a friend. Before you start some work, always ask yourself 3 questions. Why am I doing it? What are the results might be, and will I be successful? There is no austerity equal to a balanced mind, and there is no happiness equal to contentment. There is no disease like covetousness and no virtue like mercy. Dharma is law in the widest sense: spiritual, moral, ethical, and temporal. Every individual, whether the ruler or the ruled, is governed by his or her own dharma. To the extent that society respected dharma, society protected itself. Just as it is impossible to know when a swimming fish is drinking water, so it is impossible to find out when a government servant is stealing money. A man attains greatness by his merits, not simply by occupying an exalted seat. Can we call a crow an eagle simply because he sits on top of a building? For every effect, there is a specific cause. Success is not an accident. Success is not based on chance. Success is not a matter of luck. Success is the result of well thought out action. Success needs action. Action needs initiative. He shall despise none, but hear the opinions of all. A wise man shall make use of even a child's sensible utterance. Time perfects men, as well as destroys them. All creatures are pleased by loving words, and therefore we should address words that are pleasing to all, for there is no lack of sweet words. Education is the best friend. An educated person is respected everywhere. Education beats the beauty and the youth. Books are useful to a stupid person as a mirror is useful to a blind person. If one has a good disposition, what other virtue is needed? If a man has fame, what is the value of other ornamentation? Who realizes all the happiness that he desires? Everything is in the hands of God. Therefore one should learn contentment. Avoid him who talks sweetly before you but tries to ruin you behind your back, for he is like a pitcher full of poison with milk on top. By failing to plan, you are planning to fail. Every effective performance is based on thorough preparation. A man is great by deeds, not by birth. Test a servant while in the discharge of his duty, a relative in difficulty, a friend in adversity, and a wife in misfortune. We should always speak what would please the man of whom we expect a favor, like a hunter who sings sweetly when he desires to shoot a deer. Once you start working on something, don't be afraid of failure and don't abandon it. People who work sincerely are the happiest. Humbleness is at the root of self-control.